Pick up your horror figures at Big Bad Toy Store at the link in the description. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and welcome to another edition of
Figure Fight.
Today we'll finally break away from Godzilla into other territories. Today we'll take a look at everyone's favorite mama's boy, Jason Voorhees, with his representation from Friday the 13th, Part 3. Right now on the market there are two figures collectors have been talking about, so let's get to it. In this corner we have the horror guru NECA with the ultimate Jason. And in the other corner, masters in horror in their own right, Mezco with the 112 Collective Jason. Anytime in discussion groups, whether it's going to be on Facebook or on forums, if one is mentioned, the other isn't far behind. So, which one is right for you? Which one's the title camp? Which one deserves to rule over Camp Crystal Lake? There's going to be a fan poll popping up in the title card in the right-hand corner of your screen if you're watching this on YouTube. Let's go ahead and put these two together in a head-to-head match and see who the victor is in this
Figure Fight. Round 1.
Sculpt and paint. Whew. This one is relatively difficult because both companies have relative strengths and their own weaknesses. However, one will come out on top. Let's get the negatives out of the way first, so this way we can at least end on high notes. The NECA has a glaring issue in that this is a kit bash from previous non-Ultimate figures, both regular and battle-damaged figures years old. Seriously, if you take a look at underneath one of the boots for Jason here, the trademark dates back to 2012 on the foot, and the accessories do match him as well. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Therefore, Jason's default is bloody, so this way it can match up with some of those accessories, even though the normal head out of the box is not, so the NECA is always battle damaged in some way. We do also have mold lines, flash lines. Those are going to be marks all throughout the figure, which some folks may not necessarily be too fond of. The Mezco is clean. Yeah, it's clean. That's an issue with the looks. Jason's kind of a swamp monster, a big bog monster coming after you, scaring the bananas out of you. However, this is a strength of the Mezco as well. Lots of small, nicely detailed and executed parts which make the figure look really nice with great details even in the belt and the small buttons, all of that. For the NECA, however, it does look nice, but it's dirty, almost as if that's the look you get from camping, and trust me, don't I know that? And the negatives here don't outweigh the positives. Everything works well, and the small parts where it falters, honestly, those are minor, like differentiating with the buttons too well because, well, they're just green. Also, NECA addressed the whole pants color thing, whether it's going to be blue or brown, with blue plastic and brown dry brushing. You can pretend it's either color. For this, the Mezco is great in its own right, but the NECA nearly nudges it out. The Mezco may have been down from the uppercut, but it's not out just quite yet. This point is going to the NECA.
Round 2.
Articulation. NECA's figure, despite being labeled an Ultimate, as I said, is essentially a kit bash of older figures and was pretty much outdated from the minute it hit store shelves. Ball joint neck, swivel hinge shoulders, single hinge elbows which also have a swivel, ball jointed wrists, swivel hinge hips with a thigh swivel, single hinge knees with a swivel, and basically non-functioning ball jointed ankles. The Mezco, ball jointed neck, can't see them too well, ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, swivel hinge wrists, ball jointed ab crunch and waist, swivel hinge hips with thigh swivel, double hinge knees, boot swivel, and ball jointed ankles. Yep. I know I went through that very quick, but I essentially could have just said the Mezco wins here with a solid slug punch to that jaw. Yeah, the Mezco gets the point.
Round 3.
Price. The NECA gets an MSRP of around $30 with recent reissues, while the Mezco's is $80. We're looking for which is more wallet friendly, and in this round, the NECA is not going to hit your wallet too hard. So, the NECA is going to get the point.
Round 4.
Accessories. NECA has a fair amount, and you can see everything here, except unfortunately I forgot to include the wrench in the picture because it was small and it popped out of the tray and it landed on the floor and I missed it. Yeah, so consider the wrench in there as well. And Mezco comes with nearly everything the NECA comes with additional hands, meat cleaver, a baggie, a stand. Yeah, so there are some quality of life stuff that the Mezco comes with, along with some things that the NECA should have come with as well, specifically alternate hands. By the numbers, and with a very, very skilled hit to the gut and dropping it down, the Mezco wins easily.
Round 5.
Size. This is where it all comes down to the final blow, which is sized up better. True to form, the Mezco 112 Collective is almost literally 1/12 scale, and almost fits in perfectly with your import figures, such as SH Figuarts or Figma. However, it does lack the size Jason is known for across several lines, which the NECA brings for the most part. Sure, for literally sizing, he may be too big for some figures, but he'll always have that intimidating power with his size on your shelf. The Mezco is good in some situations, actually perfect in some, but it's not very great in others, like some American lines. While the NECA is great in most and could be even better in others. So Mezco, when it thrives, is great. When it doesn't, it looks pathetic. The NECA, pretty much at baseline, always looks good. Winding up for and delivering the knockout hit is the NECA.
Final bell.
That's it, the final bell. The Mezco brings better articulation and accessories, but the NECA brings looks, size, and price to the table to knock the Mezco down. Gotta admit, this is quite the close call, and honestly, I like them both equally for their own quirks. The Mezco I affectionately call the Toku Jason because of all the articulation and the fun poses I can put him in. Remember, Figure Fight is a tale of the tape series to compare figures to help collectors decide which may be better for their own personal needs, and it isn't exactly meant to say which figure is better. It's just for fun comparisons. So, what do you think? Did the ref make any bad calls, miss any cheap shots? Which figure do you like more? Drop a comment below to share your thoughts. And as always, thanks to the patrons this month who've been supporters of the channel. Can't do some of these videos without your support because we all know how YouTube is going these days. And now we're going to go ahead and throw up that end cards. This way you can check out some other videos when this one finishes up. Thanks again for watching this, and I'll catch ya in the next video.